It's a new day in the workroom and I am walking in motherless. My drag mother Queen Sectonia gone just like that, and I had a good cry in my hotel room last night, but I know she would want me to keep my head in this competition, and I sure will. I don't get how Goldine survived that lip sync honestly, it was absolutely dreadful, but I think they want more drama with her and Glacian, especially after we found out Glacian stole Goldine's gig and attacked her. That's wild. Hearing stories like that makes me grateful that I'm not old enough to get into these clubs, haha. My beanie babies never complain when I give them a show at home.
Well, I'm still here. You can't get rid of the fishiest queen of all time that easily. Poor, what's her name? I don't care, but poor that girl I sent home. I mean, I could have just stood in one spot and did nothing and I still would have stayed over her, because the public love me, the judges love me, everyone loves themselves a bit of Goldine. But I am grateful to stay another week. RuPaul, all I ask for you is no more fucking design challenges. I can't handle sitting at a sewing machine. The thought of being near one again makes my skin crawl. I need a runway challenge to make up for all these design challenges.
It's a new day in the workroom, and I'm feeling great. I'm doing good in this competition, but good is not good enough. I need to push myself. I've been safe for 2 weeks now. I feel like the judges are not seeing the real Muriel Finster, but that's about to change this week. Maybe I shouldn't have given Kazumi that fur fabric, because I feel like it gave her the boost into the top when it should have been me in the top. I was hoping she was going to win over that Ivy girl. I don't like her at all. I don't want to feed her any drama, because her and Goldine are loving it so far, but I won't be the one to be crossed with. I got my box at the ready. I wonder what the next challenge will be this week. Surely there won't be any more design challenges. We need to show off the rest of our skills. I'm an actress. I'm somewhat a comedian, but I am also a Broadway diva, so I can do just about anything here.
The queens gather in the workroom and they once again congratulate Ivy for winning last week's challenge, and they congratulate Goldine for surviving the lip sync. They thank them. Glacian looking to Goldine and said she don't know how she survived that lip sync, she was awful. Goldine laughs and said she's actually following Florges's motive and sleeping with production. Goldine then says she's joking, of course. Glacian said it wouldn't put it past her.
I mean, I believed her when she said she was sleeping with a producer, because 1. How did she get on this season? And 2. How did she even stay over Queen Sectonia? That was a choice, alright. I know she said some crazy shit to the others because I'm getting some intense stares from Abby and Ivy. I might have to let them all know what really happened, because I know she's slandering my name and my reputation. She's honestly so lucky I wasn't the one in the bottom with her, because she would not be in this room. I would love to be the one to send her home, but I don't want to be anywhere near the bottom again. That is not a good feeling at all.
Whilst the queens are talking amongst themselves about Sectonia's elimination, Glacian and Goldine have an intense stare down. Marshmallow noticing this asks them, are they going to let us know what happened? Goldine looking to Marshmallow and said, you're so nosy. Marshmallow tells Goldine, once you bring an issue into this workroom, it's all of our issue, bitch. Goldine chuckles and said Ivy and Abby know what happened. Glacian looks to Goldine and said, you probably told them some bullshit lies. Goldine laughing said she's not a liar, and said that Glacian looks good today. Ivy laughing said, really? Goldine said absolutely not. They both laugh. Finster looks to Goldine and said, so you are a liar.
Yes, I am a liar. So what? I really could not care less for Miss Finster. Why is she even here? Shouldn't she be in the bingo halls by now? But I will commend her for continuing doing drag at her age. When I turn 87, I wish I will be able to continue doing drag, haha.
She's a liar, and I can see why Glacian don't like her, and she smells a bit. For a moment I thought Pepe Le Pew was back in the workroom with us. Maybe it's just his scent still lingering around here. It's so strong, maybe it's getting to my head as of why I have just been coasting by safe these last 2 weeks. I need to inhale this scent like Marshmallow did, and make it work because I have a lot to offer. And I want to show RuPaul that an older gal like me can win a competition like this.
Marshmallow asks Glacian if she can actually tell them what really happened because she really wants to know. Kazumi agreed and said she's interested in the truth. Goldine looking to Kazumi and just shakes her head. Kazumi confused asked her why is she shaking her head at her. Goldine said because you're not going to believe her story. Kazumi said no, because you're a liar. Goldine said she's not a liar.
What does she mean she's not a liar? Goldine, you just lied about 2 minutes ago about Glacian looking great. And I mean no disrespect to Glacian, I don't agree with Goldine. I think Glacian looks rather stunning today. but I'm so curious to find out what happened with them. I feel like the Premier One queens just don't know, because last week you had Goldine on a table with Abby, Ivy, and Sectonia. Then Glacian with Blacephalon and Mike, but we had neither one. I'm so thankful the Tekken queens don't fight with each other. We have so much respect for each other, my sisters Christy and Ling. I love you both so much.
Glaceon tells the queens they won't have to wait no more. She's about to tell them what really happened. Just as Glaceon was about to open her mouth, a producer tells the queens to get ready for the mini challenge.
You got to be fucking kidding me. She was about to tell us, damn you producers. Don't think you're slick sugars, because Marshmello will get it out of her. Once this mini challenge is done, and our little meeting with RuPaul is done, I am grabbing Glaceon and I am bringing her over to our table, because we need to know like right now. I'm tired of waiting, but I am okay with waiting an extra couple of minutes.
Oh damn it, we were about to get all the tea from Glaceon, but thank God we have a mini challenge because there seems to be an advantage with these things. I've watched the show previous, so I'm pretty sure and praying there is no more damn design challenges. Let me showcase my other skills, because sewing surely isn't one of them. Well, I kinda made something sickening last week. I call it sickening, RuPaul calls it safe. I'm just happy to have survived another week in the competition.
Alice wins the mini challenge and will get an advantage for the maxi challenge.
Oh, that's incredible. I won the first mini challenge of the season and I'm very curious to what my advantage will be. I just hope it's not extra fabric because I think we are all done with these design challenges. Like I said on the first episode, I didn't sign up for Project Runway. I signed up for Drag Race. I'm hoping we get an acting challenge or even a rusical, something I know I could excel in. It's not like I'm not doing good. I'm actually doing great, but a win would be incredible.
Congratulations, Alice. She gets an advantage, but for what challenge, huh? Alice is really doing great so far. The moment I seen her standing across the room from me, I knew she would be competition. She's probably one of the only queens I actually knew of when both premieres merged together. She's going to be one to watch.
Hello, hello, hello! Oh yay, it's RuPaul. I'm so happy to see her. I just wish I would see more of her. These last 2 weeks I've been just safe, falling under the radar. I really need to make myself known this week to actually stand a chance in this competition. I might have to start some unnecessary drama with Goldine, but she scares me. What if she water pulses me? I need to get my head in the game, pronto.
Always good to see RuPaul. I know I will be seeing a lot of her this season, because I am making it to the end. I just need these losers to go home one by one to make my crowning easier. And it's about time I said something, because it's been 7 minutes and I haven't had a single confessional? You know I won the last episode, right? But I guess I don't need them because my talent is doing the talking for me. And I know the same can't be said for the rest of these queens. It's about time we start cutting the dead weight around here, all tea, all shade. Now it's time for me to be in the top for this challenge as well.
My queens, it's so good to see you all here. Abby, I hope you're staying strong after Sectonia's elimination.
I don't think RuPaul has ever done that. You know what, I think RuPaul actually cares about me. I cannot let her down at all, she sees so much in me.
Now sugars, in the history of this show I've never heard RuPaul say such things to a queen. Oh, Abby is for sure her favorite. Next she will be telling her she was born to do drag. I'm a little jealous actually, but good for Abby. I kinda need her to break her ankle to give us a chance at this crown, haha.
Alice, congratulations on your mini challenge win, my dear, and you will get an advantage of course for the next challenge, and you're all probably wondering what the next challenge is. Well, worry no more, for this week's maxi challenge you will be breaking out those sewing machines once more.
Oh my god, no. Why another design challenge? If I knew we were making so much of our own outfits this season, I wouldn't have invested so much into my runways. I had to remortgage my home to afford my runways. I'm gonna have to work overtime at the whale wash when I get home to pay it off.
I'm sorry, but is RuPaul on drugs this season? Why the hell is there another design challenge? I can't take another one. Sewing is for ugly people. And I for sure do not fit into that role. I'm gonna have to start paying someone to create my next outfit for me. I know Ivy is a great designer. She will help a sister in need. She's an exception of ugly, because she's stunning.
I'm totally kidding, the look on your faces, priceless.
Oh, RuPaul is such a prankster, she does crack me up. I'm a little gutted it's not a design challenge because I kinda slayed both design challenges. I was in the top for them. Now I'm curious what challenge we are actually doing.
Your maxi challenge this week, you will take part in. Horror Mania, the unauthorized Rusical.
Oh my goodness, yes, a Rusical. This is the challenge I wanted. This is the challenge I needed. This is going to be a bloodbath because I'm a Broadway diva. As is Alice and so is Miss Finster. The others I don't really know, but anything can happen here.
Wow, a Rusical, huh? I got a lot of shoes to fill, because my darling and my amazing girlfriend, Celia, is the only two-time Rusical winner, so no pressure. But this is a Rusical about horror movies? Could be horror icons? Either way, this is kinda up my alley. I used to scare children, but now I just make them laugh. Statistically, I should win this challenge, and I will win this challenge.
Queens, you will take to the stage as some of our favorite horror movie icons. Alice, your advantage for this challenge, you will assign the roles of the Rusical. Now racers, start your engines and may the best drag queen win. I'll see you on the main stage.
Oh, what an incredible challenge we have. Finally something I know like the back of my hand, and thank goodness I won the mini challenge because having the perfect role is crucial, and I don't have to be the one to ask for the role I want. I will just choose one that is perfect for me. I then will go around the table and ask everyone who they want once we look over this script.
So we say goodbye to the design challenges and hello to the Rusical. I'm excited. I'm not quite the Broadway girl like some of these queens, but I know there will be lip syncing and I am a lip sync assassin and I want these divas to know if you're in the bottom with Kazumi, you're going home. But I'm not sure what role I want. Horror really isn't my genre of movies. I like a nice romantic comedy movie, but I'll make this work.
The queens gather back round the table and Alice hands out the Rusical scripts to everyone, and they all start to read the script. And Alice starts to take notes of all the roles. After a brief look through, Alice said she's chosen a role for herself that she thinks is perfect. Angie nods and asks her what role will she be playing. Alice said she's going to be playing the Babadook. Angie said, "Are you sure you can pull off the Babadook? Wouldn't you like to play an easier role like Ghostface?" Alice thanks Angie for her concern and tells her she doesn't have the same concern and said she's perfect for this role. It's something so different for her.
I do understand Angie's concern, but I don't want to play it safe with Ghostface or a Michael Myers. I want to take risks and show RuPaul what I am capable of, so I will be playing the Babadook. I just hope I can pull this off. Because could you imagine me going home on a Rusical challenge? My Broadway career would be over in a heartbeat. Now it's time for me to delegate the other roles.
Alice looking to Angie and asks her what role does she want. Angie smiling said she would love Jason Voorhees. Goldine said no, she wants Jason Voorhees. Alice, annoyed, looked at Goldine and said to her, "You're going to be Piranha from the movie Piranha." Goldine said that's bullshit casting, and if anything Angie looks more the part. Ivy agreed and said Angie would be more fitting for Piranha. Angie said they're being unprofessional. Goldine laughing said she don't care and she's being Jason Voorhees. Alice shakes her head and said fine, you can be Jason Voorhees, and apologizes to Angie. Goldine just smirking thanks Alice and blows Angie a kiss.
I know Angie is going to be a bit mad at me for that, but I really don't want to get into any conflict with any of the queens here. I just hope we don't have any more of that nonsense from anyone else.
Well, that's just pissed me off, and it's no shade to Alice. I know she just didn't want to deal with Goldine, and I don't blame her. She's lucky it wasn't me delegating roles, because I would have told her that's the role you've been given, learn the words or get the fuck out of this competition. Goldine doesn't scare me, but you know I'm gonna ask Alice for this Piranha role and I will win this challenge with the role Goldine wanted, and she will probably land in the bottom because that's all she is, a bottom bitch.
There was no way in hell I was playing a piranha. Can we cancel Alice? For typecasting? I mean, well, she didn't quite typecast because piranhas are ugly and I am stunning. But I feel more connected with Jason Voorhees, because he drowned in the lake, and I am a water type. He has a crazy mother, so do I. It's like we are one, and I know I'll slay this.
Alice then asks who wants to go next. Glaceon raises her hand. Goldine said this should be good. Glaceon said she would love to be Freddy Krueger, and then said you know the whole Freddy versus Jason moment, then looks to Goldine and said you're fucked. Goldine laughs and said whatever girl. Alice nods, and said Glaceon will be Freddy Krueger.
I wasn't planning on wanting Freddy Krueger in all honesty. It was only when Goldine wanted to be Jason Voorhees, and I remembered in the script for this Rusical, there is a moment where I get to fake slap Goldine. I might just hit her for real, and claim it was a mistake, huh?
Alice then tells the queens she's going to speed round the rest of the roles because they need to get rehearsing, and asks if everyone is okay with that. Everyone nods. Alice said she's just going to go around in a circle and said she will start with Angie. Ivy annoyed said that's not fair, why not start with her? Alice said she's not doing that, and then Angie asks Alice if she can be Piranha. Goldine bursts out laughing and says it's pretty fitting for her, then calls her ugly. Angie just smiles. Alice said yes, Angie will be Piranha. Alice then looks to Mike, and assigns him Chucky. Mike smiles and said he's happy with that. Alice then assigns Blacephalon Pennywise the clown. Blacephalon just smiles.
The drag clown playing a killer clown, groundbreaking. I'm a little annoyed actually, because I want to try something new, something outside my comfort zone. But I know Alice wanted to speed round the roles and I was an obvious Pennywise, a little bit of typecasting as Goldine would say. Maybe she was onto something.
Alice then says to Miss Finster she will play Michael Myers. Finster said she's very happy about that, he's one of the main roles, and thanks Alice.
Michael Myers is an excellent choice for me, because I want to be seen this week. Thank you, Alice. She's really looking out for me. Michael Myers is one of the main roles in this musical, so I have a lot of lines to learn. How can someone so silent in his movies have so many lines?
Alice then says to Abby she's going to play Norman Bates, because of the whole mother thing. Abby just laughs it off and said she has no clue who Norman Bates is. Finster laughs, and said she needs to be educated. Abby chuckles. Alice then looks to Marshmallow and said she will be Ghostface. Marshmallow said she's very happy with that, and which Ghostface is she gonna be? Alice said to her she can pick. Marshmallow smiles and said she's going to be the Billy Loomis version. Alice nods, and then looks to Kazumi and said she will be Samara Morgan, from The Ring. Kazumi nods and said that was the role she really wanted. And Alice chuckling said and Ivy will be Leatherface because she fits the part the best. Ivy annoyed, said what's that supposed to mean? Alice said you should really get rehearsing. Ivy tells her to do one, and the queens split off and start rehearsing their roles.
Really, Leatherface? As in Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Girl, I have to wear this mask. I know she did this on purpose. I've been nothing but nice to Alice. Oh, she wants to try me, I see. Ugh, whatever, I guess I'm going to have to rehearse with this mask. I need the judges to see my beautiful face. I'm kinda missing the design challenges already. At least I was guaranteed to be in the top.
The roles for the Horror Mania Rusical. Alice will be the Babadook. Angie will be Piranha. Mike will be Chucky. Blacephalon will be Pennywise. Glaceon will be Freddy Krueger. Miss Finster will be Michael Myers. Abby Abominable will be Norman Bates. Marshmallow will be Ghostface. Kazumi will be Samara Morgan. Ivy will be Leatherface. And Goldine will be Jason Voorhees. The queens start rehearsing their lines for the Rusical, but before Glaceon could go with Blacephalon and Mike, Marshmallow asks her to please tell them what actually happened with her and Goldine. Alice, chuckling, said yes, please tell us, and she then tells Glaceon she did give her the part she wanted. Glaceon, chuckling, said okay, since they're the only ones left who doesn't know. Finster said this better be good. Glaceon, chuckling, said it's gonna blow your socks off, that's if you're wearing any. Glaceon then tells the queens what happened with her and Goldine. All the queens gasped.
Well, my socks have been completely blown off. Wow, that Goldine, an absolute hooligan. I can't wait to see the back of her. She's been nothing but rude and disrespectful to us. And having that attitude before you got on Drag Race is disgusting. Misty, you better be ashamed of yourself for letting her get this way. I'm giving you 10 minutes in the box when you come to my hometown next. And I will make sure of a way to get you booked here.
Oh my god, that was so good. Now I can see why they hate each other. Goldine turns up 2 hours late to her gig, so Glaceon stepped in. Then Goldine turns up hammered drunk. She's then asked to leave. Goldine refuses to go. Glaceon gets in her face to tell her to go. Goldine water pulses her, and she gets chucked out of the bar. That was everything I needed. I got my rush sugars.
Angie said no wonder she's acting the way she's acting. Kazumi nods and said she feels sorry for the Pokemon queens when she gets eliminated next. They all laugh. Glaceon, chuckling, said she ain't her problem, they're in different regions. Finster looking to Kazumi and said that was very shady but she loved it. Kazumi laughing said let's be real, she's probably next to go. Glaceon nods and said she's not talented and she don't know why she's here. Angie said they need some drama. Finster said well, we got Ivy over there. Alice nods and said that's true, they're both as bad as each other. Alice then asks Angie why did she choose the Piranha role. Angie tells them she wanted to rub Goldine's face in it when she wins with the role she didn't want. Finster said it's going to be an interesting Rusical and then thanks Alice for giving her one of the main roles. Alice said no problem, she was looking out for them for being there for her. They all have a group hug.
It's amazing to have this sisterhood with these queens, Alice, Angie, and Miss Finster. Whatever happens in this competition, I will love these queens for life. I've always had a strong bond with other queens, especially my Tekken sisters like Christy and Ling Xiaoyu. Even Katarina, who was competing on Cartoon Drag Race Holland. They were there for me when I was going through a lot of issues with my ex-husband, and as soon as I got the offer to come to the Las Vegas Strip, I had to say yes and get the fuck out of that house. I hate that man so much, but I never needed him. I needed my sisters. I love you so much.
Glaceon asks if she can join this table. Marshmallow said of course sweetheart, the more the merrier, we don't bite. Angie asked does she want to bring over Mike and Blacephalon? Glaceon looks over to them and they seem to be in a deep conversation. Glaceon tells the queens she will wait until they're done and she will invite them over. Alice nods, and suggests they do a table reading of their parts. Finster agreed and said she really needs to do well, she wants to actually be critiqued by RuPaul. Angie said let's hope it's for the good not the bad. Finster laughs and said of course for the good. Marshmallow looking over her script and said she has a lot of lines, and hopes she can memorize them. Angie looked to her and said she will be okay, and that's the reason they rehearse. Alice assures Marshmallow she will be fine, they're all here if she's stuck with anything. Marshmallow thanks her and they begin their group reading.
I'm looking over this script and my goodness there's a lot of dialogue for my character. I understand why because Ghostface is one of the Mount Rushmore of horror icons, but I don't know if I can memorize all these lines. The only things I memorize is my client's mobile numbers, the groceries I gotta get, and the location of the clubs, but I got these incredible theater queens by my side. Alice said if I'm struggling she will help. And we haven't even gotten to the choreography yet, this is getting too real.
Mike and Blacephalon are talking about the Rusical and the roles they were given. Blacephalon asks Mike if he's happy with his choice. Mike said he's okay with being Chucky, but he wanted someone like Michael Myers. Mike then asks Blacephalon if he's happy with his role. Blacephalon said not really. Mike asks him why's that. Blacephalon said he's already an established drag clown, he wanted something so different to push himself as a drag artist, but he has to do something so cliché. Mike said to Blacephalon he will do amazing and to trust him. Blacephalon thanks Mike and said he's more scared for the choreography side of it because he doesn't like to be choreographed because he can't really pick it up, he loves to do his own thing. Mike shocked said he's also nervous about the choreography side of this challenge, and he has big shoes to fill because Celia won this challenge twice. Blacephalon chuckles and said no pressure then, they both laugh.
I know it sounds like I'm complaining about having such a good role, but I just wanted to try something new, you know. I guess that will be for next week now. But I guess it could be worse. I could have gotten that piranha role, it's not much, and can Angie really pull it off? I don't know, maybe. But I'm a little worried about the choreography going into this challenge. I don't like being choreographed, I'm a free spirit. I like to do my own thing, and I can never pick it up no matter how hard I try. I'm going to need a miracle, or a good choreographer.
Mike looks to Blacephalon and asks who does he think will be in the top and bottom this week. Blacephalon said he really doesn't know since we have only seen their design skills and to go off of that, Goldine in bottom with maybe Angie? Mike agreed and said they're probably the weakest here. Blacephalon said he's not going to comment on weakness and then said the tops will be himself, maybe Ivy and Alice. Mike said what about him? Blacephalon laughs and said a nice safe. Mike chuckling said not again, he doesn't want to be the Carmilla Carmen of the season, they both laugh. Mike then asks Blacephalon what he thinks of RuPaul consoling Abby before the challenge announcement. Blacephalon said it was unexpected. Mike nods and said he's known Abby for so long and he's happy to see she made it on the show. Blacephalon gasps and said you know each other? Mike said kinda, he knows her dad more than her, they both laugh.
Yes, it's crazy, but I have actually known Abby since she was a little girl. Me and her dad the abominable snowman go back many years. We would hang out, have a couple snow cones on the mountains and just enjoy life. This was just as I was starting drag, and then Mr. Abominable was expecting Abby, and we still keep in contact, and it's just incredible she is here and she is doing very well. I just know her dad is so proud of her. I'm proud of her as well.
Just as Mike and Blacephalon were about to do a table reading with themselves, Glaceon calls them over to the table, they both agreed to go and join the others. Blacephalon thanks the queens for allowing them to join their table. Marshmallow said it's no problem, they're all in the same competition, and they should all get to know each other. Glaceon agreed and said this competition is about winning yes, but also about the experience along the way making new friends and meeting our new sisters, they all agreed. Kazumi said to both Mike and Blacephalon they joined at the right time because she's going to go over the choreography. Alice noticing Blacephalon's worry, tells him he will be fine. Blacephalon thanks Alice and they all take part in the rehearsal of the choreography.
So the choreography was interesting. I tried to make it as simple as possible for us all. I mean, I'm quite the dancer and lip syncer, but some of these queens, they got a lot of work to do. The only one to pick up the choreography other than myself, of course, was surprisingly Miss Finster. She is hungry for this win, and honestly I hope she does. Alice was great, Angie was also good, Glacian was pretty good, but Mike, Marshmallow and Blacephalon, there's room for improvement, let's just say that.
Goldine tells Ivy and Abby to look at those idiots doing choreography. Abby said they're not idiots, they're onto something and they need to rehearse their choreography. Goldine annoyed said maybe later, she really wants to work on her mug before she attempts any dancing. Ivy looks to Goldine and said get your fucking ass up and get to work. Goldine, stunned, asked her who does she think she is. Ivy told her she ain't going to be unprepared because of her.
What is happening right now? I just said we need to rehearse the choreo because we have had a table reading. We got our characters down, and then all of a sudden you got Goldine not wanting to dance because she wants to fix her mug. And she really needs to, but she can do that later. And my god, don't let me cross Ivy, that was pretty scary.
I'm sorry, but I like Goldine, she's hilarious, but I take my drag serious and it's time to get serious with this choreography. I will not go out there looking a damn fool because she wants to do her makeup. She don't want to look ugly whilst dancing. Girl, sort it out, or you will be next out. Point blank period.
Goldine just looks at Ivy and apologizes and said the makeup can wait and let's get this choreography cooking. Abby laughing said that was so cringe. Goldine said, your little moment with RuPaul was cringe, then says to Abby she better hope she doesn't let her down. Abby looks to Goldine and tells her she won't, don't you worry, and can you keep up with choreo? Goldine said absolutely, can you? Bedroom queen. Abby laughs and said of course. Ivy shakes her head and said enough of that bullshit and let's get rehearsal done, we gotta go out and do the real thing in a moment. Abby said to Goldine break a leg. Goldine confused said she ain't got no legs to break, and Abby is lucky she don't break hers. Abby said it's a way to say good luck? Goldine shakes her head and said whatever, let's get this over with, and the three of them rehearse some choreography.
You know what, I respect Ivy a lot, she actually stood up to me and not a lot of people do, because they get water pulsed, but she's lucky I signed a contract, but apparently that's not gonna stop Abby. What does she mean she's gonna break my legs? Bitch, I don't even have legs, but I don't dare touch her, little RuPaul's favorite. I should be her favorite, she loves a villain, and that's me. Where is my praise? Can we get Misty here just to kick her off so RuPaul can comfort me?
Miss Finster, Alice and Ivy slayed the challenge.
Oh my god, that rusical was perfect. I knew taking a risk being the Babadook would pay off for me. RuPaul was gagged, Musa was gagged, Cynthia was also gagged. I kinda pissed all over that stage. The stage is where I am supposed to be not using a glue gun.
That was incredible. The stage is where Muriel Finster belongs. That felt incredible getting those reactions from the judges. I am so thankful for Alice and her role delegation. And I have to thank Kazumi for helping with the choreography. I do feel like this could be my week to win. It's going to be tough between myself, Alice and Ivy. As much as I don't like Ivy. She really did do a great job, well done.
Angie, Kazumi Mishima and Glaceon had a great performance.
While being on a stage dancing and lip syncing was amazing, it reminds me of my time in Vegas. Just here I have a lot less people screaming my name. I turn a crowd of over 4,000 people every night. I'm proud of what I did tonight, and I am proud of my sisters, Alice, Miss Finster, Angie, and of course Marshmallow. She did try her best with the choreo and she actually surprised me. I hope she will be safe tonight.
So the Risical was incredible. I did manage to slap Goldine, but I did have to apologize an oops moment. But honestly, it felt good. I kinda wanna redo the Risical over just to do that again. Even RuPaul laughed. Other than that, I think I did a pretty good job, to be honest. And my runway tonight is gorgeous. It is one of the outfits me and Cynthia created together, so I cannot wait to show RuPaul what we made.
Abby Abominable and Marshmallow had a good performance.
Well, that Rusical went well for me. I probably could have done a little bit better, but I was thinking about Queen Sectonia. She would have loved this Rusical. She was telling me she loves horror movies. Her favorite movie was Psycho, she told me, and it worked out while I was playing Norman Bates. Goldine put me off a bit. She just kept staring at me, like, girl, have you not heard of break a leg?
Blacephalon, Mike Wazowski and Goldine had a bad performance.
I'm so annoyed with myself. I am such a professional and this challenge was a real test. I had the perfect character and I still blew it. I could not get that choreography and poor Kazumi, she made it so simple for me and I still couldn't pick it up. And then I stumbled, my lips sync, and that's not me. I like to call myself an assassin. I'm going to learn these lyrics just in case, because I am not destined to go home this early.
On the runway, category is Final Destination Couture. Kazumi Mishima, Alice, Angie and Goldine slayed the runway.
I had such a great week this week. My performance in the Rusical was great. I really showed Goldine that this little piranha role was winner-worthy, and my runway absolutely stunning. I think I got the potential to win tonight. I sure hope so, just to rub it in her face. That's if she survives tonight. Her performance was awful.
This runway, I'm sorry to all the Musa lovers out there, but this outfit is the best that ever graced this stage. Forget Lola's outfit when she bombed the snatch game but was saved for her runway, twice. This is now the most iconic outfit that graced this stage, and I know for sure RuPaul will say, Goldine, I can't eliminate you because of this gorgeous gown. You are the winner of this week's challenge. I'm surprised Angie could pull off an outfit like this, all tea all shade.
Marshmello, Glaceon and Miss Finster had a great runway.
That Rusical was the hardest thing I've ever had to do, and I've had to pee in a cup upside down once. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did it. My look tonight is great. It's very conceptual. It's very you're on your way to the tanning beds with your bestie with a big cup of soda, and you strip off showing a lot of body. Titties are covered, puss is covered, my ass, on show. I was so tempted to light myself on fire, but baby, I remembered I don't have insurance.
Mike Wazowski, Ivy, Blacephalon and Abby Abominable had a good runway.
So this Rusical was a wild ride for me. I learnt my lines, knew my choreography, and then I step out on the runway and who do I see at the judging panel? Celia. I could not believe it. She told me she would never ever step back in this studio again. She was blaming Daphne for her breakdown. But this outfit I am wearing tonight is a bit wild, and I don't think the judges liked it as much. They didn't get my vision. I've hollowed out one of the actual logs from the second Final Destination movie that caused the pile up. I can see RuPaul looking at me thinking, what the hell does he have on his head? That, my dear, is a pigeon, one that caused poor little Tim to go night-night.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race Season 12. Let me introduce to you my judging panel tonight. Up first, she is fashion icon, fairy of music and our Season 8 champion, she is Musa. Up next, she is the powerhouse of Cartoon Drag Race, our Season 11 champion, she is Cynthia. And our extra special guest judge, she is the only two-time Rusical winner and the #1 Daphne hater. She is Tony Award winner, Celia. Welcome home, darling. For this week's Maxi Challenge, we challenged our queens to perform in Horror Mania, the unauthorized Rusical. And on the runway category was Final Destination Couture. Now racers, start your engines and may the best drag queen win. Now let the judging commence. Alice, congratulations, you are the winner of this week's challenge.
Oh my god, thank you so much. This was the challenge I really wanted to win and I did it. I could cry right now. This win could open the doors for me to get onto Broadway and win a Tony Award of my own. I am so grateful, RuPaul, thank you.
Angie, Miss Finster and Glaceon, great job this week, you are all safe.
Oh wow, thank you so much. This is my first time being in the top, and I sure hope it won't be the last. Well done, Alice, you really deserve this win.
I may not have won tonight, but I am thrilled to be out of the safe zone and into the top. I do think we both should have won, but Alice's runway was better than mine and I can't argue with that. I'm very happy for her. Congrats, Alice.
Wow, you don't know how grateful I am to be back in the top once more, especially after almost lip-syncing last week. I did say to RuPaul I would not let her down, and I am proving that she made the correct decision last week.
That means, Mike Wazowski, Goldine and Blacephalon, you are the bottom queens. Goldine, you are safe. Goldine, you have been in the bottom every episode you've competed in, you need to step it up next week.
Ouch, RuPaul just gagged her a bit. I just know how annoyed Goldine is right now. It's hilarious, but yes, step it up, bitch.
I can't believe her, calling me out like that in front of everyone. Yes, I may have been in the bottom every episode, but that's your fault, RuPaul, for putting me there. I thought I deserved at least a safe tonight for my runway alone, but thanks I guess.
Mike Wazowski and Blacephalon, you are both up for elimination.
The time has come for you to lip sync for your life.
So I'm about to lip sync for my life. I know the words, I know I'll put on a show, but I can't believe I'm lip syncing against one of my closest friends in this competition. It's quite sad actually. But I am a professional and I will have to put these feelings aside and make sure I survive another week.
I wasn't expecting to see Mike in the bottom with me, to be quite honest. I thought Goldine would have been here considering she's bottomed every episode. My god, she truly is a power bottom. But I can't believe I'm about to send home Mike. He's been the only one in this competition who has understood my drag and my concepts. I will miss him very much.
The lip sync song is Disturbia by Rihanna. Blacephalon did the best split of the season and slayed the lip sync. Mike Wazowski had a great lip sync.
Ladies, I've made my decision.
Blacephalon.
Until you stay.
Mike Wazowski.
Sashay away.
Thank you so much for this amazing opportunity. I guess this truly was my final destination. Googly Bear is out of here.
This is Untucked.
The queens unwind and untuck and they all grab a cocktail. They then congratulate Alice for winning the Rusical and then they congratulate Blacephalon for surviving the lip sync. They thank them. Kazumi looks to Blacephalon and said he really slayed that lip sync and that split was everything. Blacephalon thanks Kazumi. Goldine looks to him and said it's a shame you couldn't put that effort into your choreography. Blacephalon tells Goldine he can't pick up choreography, he's an improv performer, then looks at Goldine and tells her why didn't she pick up her choreo either. Goldine said no comment and sips her cocktail. Glaceon, chuckling, said she's just mad that RuPaul called her out for being mediocre. Miss Finster looks to Glaceon and said she's actually wrong. Goldine, smiling, thanks Miss Finster. Finster, chuckling, said that's an insult to mediocre people, she's worse than that. Goldine, annoyed, just shakes her head, whilst the queens all laugh. Goldine said she don't need to be in this Untucked and before storming out of Untucked she throws her cocktail in Glaceon's face. Both Abby and Ivy follow Goldine. Alice, using her dress, wipes the cocktail out of Glaceon's face. Glaceon thanks Alice and said she clearly can't take a joke. Angie said she's so unprofessional and she needs to go. Finster agreed and said she's surprised that cocktail didn't go in her face. Glaceon chuckles, and said it's probably because she hit her during the Rusical. Alice gasps and said you actually hit her? Glaceon, chuckling, said it was an accident. They all laughed. Marshmallow said can we take a moment of appreciation of Alice and Kazumi for the amazing casting of the roles and the incredible choreography. Kazumi said she wanted to make sure they all did their best with the choreo. Blacephalon apologizes to Kazumi for not picking up the choreo. Kazumi said there is no need to apologize, choreography isn't for everyone, you can't be good at everything. Blacephalon chuckled and said he wants to be good at everything. Marshmallow said don't we all, sugar. They all drink their cocktails and bond. Goldine is furious with the comments the others made. Ivy tells her that she don't blame her because it was out of order. Goldine asked Ivy is she mediocre? Ivy said no, not at all. Abby said you're just above it. Goldine said these challenges are to blame for her downfall. Ivy looks to her and said the challenges will get worse from now on and maybe Goldine should just quit? Goldine, stunned, looks to Ivy and said she's never been so insulted, she's not a quitter. Ivy laughs and said you're clearly not a good drag queen. Goldine is stunned. Ivy said she's joking, and said to Goldine she really does need to step it up. Goldine tells her she really wants to know what the judges think of her. Abby said you can't, there's no way to know. Goldine, laughing, said there is a way, alright. Suddenly a TV is rolled in for Goldine. And on the screen is Goldine's drag mother Misty and drag sister and season 1 winner Starmie. Goldine starts crying. Misty tells Goldine she's been informed by production that she's being such a diva, and she really needs to stop and focus on the competition. Starmie then tells her the competition is going to be tough, and she needs to put her personal issues with Glaceon aside because she won't be winning this crown otherwise. Goldine said she will try her best, it's just hard for her seeing her in this competition. Misty tells her just don't water pulse her again. Ivy chimes in and said what about a cocktail to the face? Misty is stunned and said did you throw a cocktail in Glaceon's face? Goldine nodded. Misty said this is going to be interesting when she sees Evie tomorrow at her gig. Goldine laughs and thanks Misty and Starmie for their advice. Goldine said to Ivy and Abby she will try and not let Glaceon get to her, but it's hard when she looks that ugly. They all laugh and bond.
Hey, squirrel friend. When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.